Now, in a breaking news, Newzroom Afrika has learned that Ntuthuko Shoba has been axed by the JSE. During Ntuthuko's last appearance, the court heard that he used a JSE landline to contact the convicted killer, Mzikayise Malephane. Shoba is accused of masterminding Ntuthuko's murder in June 2020. Shoba, however, maintains he only knows Malephane because he sold alcohol during lockdown. In studio, we have Linda Mnisi to take us through this developing story. Linda, good afternoon. This is absolutely incredible news.
Absolutely. I mean, considering the fact that it's one of the issues that he used when he was bidding for bail. I mean, if you go back to his affidavit, he did indicate that he is employed at the JSE under the IT division, permanent employment that is, and that he was placed on cautionary leave pending further investigations, and that his further incarceration could cost him his job, and that is the job that he uses to pay for his grandmother's medical bills. It is also, the job that pays for his bond and car and all of those things. So if he loses his job primarily, he won't be able to take care of his frail grandmother. He says that she's sick, that, most of the time she needs caring, and that, he's also employed someone who takes care of his grandmother. So losing his job really would be one of those things that would cripple him at that particular point. So right now we've also heard that, the JSE says they've terminated that contract but are unable to give us reasons or the merits behind that decision. Yesterday, Hugo, what is important is that we heard that he in fact had used a JSE landline to contact Mzikayise Malephane. In fact, between May and June is what we heard yesterday inside court, and the JSE also responding to that, saying that they do not really prohibit people from contacting other people. They were indeed subpoenaed by the SAPS, and they provided all the documentation that was needed. They cooperated with the processes. So for any further information regarding to Shoba's contacting of anyone, those inquiries should be referred to the SAPS.
Linda, do you suspect that possibly this phone call was that final nail in his coffin, so to speak?
Well, we'll get to hear that in the judgment, because you'll remember that at this particular point he's still, applying for bail. And one of the critical things I remember constantly that he was reminded of by the state, asking the magistrate to remind him, was that it is too early to reveal your defense. At this point, we really are interested in your personal circumstances. So there is nothing that pushes you to reveal your defense, and that if you choose to remain silent, which is your right, that cannot be used against you. But if you talk and reveal your defense at a later stage during trial, that may be used against you.
Was the JSE under any pressure to let him go?
Well, at this point, it really wasn't an issue, in terms of his employment, really, because it's only recently that they factored into this particular case. Really, when you listen to the state yesterday revealing the communication between Mzikayise Malephane and Shoba, linking him with cell phone records, it then emerged that a JSE landline was used to make communication between Ntuthuko Shoba and Mzikayise Malephane, who is the convicted murderer now serving 20 years. So at no point before yesterday was it, mentioned in these proceedings. So essentially, perhaps, one could look at investigations perhaps that are inside within the organization itself, because he did indicate that he was placed on cautionary leave.
And before we let you go, maybe just give us a recap again of where Ntuthuko Shoba's appeal is to gain freedom.
So at this point, he's still bidding for bail on new facts. You'll remember that he said he has new facts which are in the interest of justice for him to be granted bail. So right now, the state was responding. Yesterday, the state was responding to his affidavit in which he detailed his personal circumstances, including the fact that, he is not married, but also has a bond house. He's got a business. But if you listen to what the state said yesterday, the state saying that, well, you did not reveal that it is actually actually a joint bond rather, which is owned by yourself and your long-term partner, as well as the fact that he's in a business partnership and that he's not the only person that owns that business. I remember the state clearly saying that it's clear that Ntuthuko Shoba at this point is not playing open cards, but his defense, will have an opportunity to go through the affidavit and has indicated before court that he wants to respond to that affidavit. So on Monday, then, the 26th of April, there will be that opportunity for his defense to respond to what has been placed before the court.
Mnisi, again, thank you for your time. Ntuthuko Shoba, news breaking, has been dismissed by JSE, and he's the mastermind in the murder of Mzikayise Malephane.